Limmy's World of Glasgow.
Vijay! I've always thought that the youth of Glasgow gets a really hard time off the older generation. Lots of people look out their window and they see these youths hanging about parks and so on and say, what are they doing hanging around there? They're going to steal a car or something. But you know, where else have they got to go? You know, I was driving about on Saturday evening just looking at all these teenagers hanging about shops and street corners, and I was thinking, they look as if they might be up to something, but they have no place to go. All the community centres have been torn down. Where else is there to go? So I thought to myself, hold on a minute, that's a really good idea. Why don't we just create some kind of new community centre for teenagers? A new way of doing it. I think the old type of community centres where I come in on a Saturday night and play badminton or play chess or something. Youngsters don't want to do that anymore. They want to play PlayStations and Xboxes and play CDs and have a laugh and maybe swap music that's on their MP3 players or ringtones and things like that. And in the community centre, you know, you can't really stop them taking drugs or drinking before they come in, but it'd be an ideal place to put drug awareness leaflets all about the place. So as I was driving around and I saw these teenagers hang about a shop, I thought, right, hold on, let's just ask to see if the kids are interested. There's no point going to the council and seeing if they want to do it if the kids won't go. So I parked the car and I walked up to these youngsters and I said, there's about five of them. And I said, can I ask you guys a question? I'm doing a bit of a survey. I'm not the police or anything. I'm just doing a bit of a survey. They didn't say anything. I thought they might have been just a bit confused or something. So I said, I tell you what it is. I'm thinking of setting up or building a community centre. It would have in it all the things that you guys would want. There's no point in making something that only 40-year-olds are interested in. You know, the stuff that you want. So I just need to know if you want to do it, if you'd be interested. Two of them right away said, oh, aye, that sounds like a good idea. But another one of them said, wait a minute, can you do us a favour first? We'll give you our answers, right, but can you do us a favour first? I said, yeah, what is it? He said, going to go in for a carry-out. I said, I can't go in for your carry-out, you're underage. And he said, well, you should go in for his mate. They two have just given you answers for your survey. We done you a favour by giving you the answers, and we can't get the answers back, we can't undo it. So you should go in. I said, I'll give you something, you're a bright one. He said, right, cheers, are you going to go in and get a carry-out then? I said, well, okay, there's just five of you, just, what do you want? So I went into the off sales and I was really embarrassed because it was obvious that I was wanting a bottle of Bucky, a bottle of electric white, 2 cans of soupies, a half bottle of Voddy, and another bottle of Bucky. So I got outside, I walked ahead, they started following me. I said, don't follow me for Christ's sake. The guy will see, get me up there. So I walked ahead for a few minutes so that I didn't look like I was with them. When the coast was clear, I turned around and there was about 15 of them. I said, where did you all come from? And the wee bright guy said, I gave him a phone, said you were going to go in for a carry-out for them. I said, I can't go back in there. He said, oh, come on to fuck, mate. We gave you those 2 answers. Just ask a whole lot of your survey and then you can go in for a carry-out. I said, I can't go in for a carry-out again, I'm just out of there. He said, well, you're not getting your survey then. I said, well, okay, that's the way it has to be, that's a pity. I'm trying to help. And I heard one of them from the back saying, who is that prick? I thought, right, I think I better get out of here. So I turned around and walked away and said, well, thanks for the answers you did give me anyway, okay? Cheers, guys. And I heard the voice again going, who is that prick? And then, whoosh, half-empty can goes whizzing right past my ear, almost hits me in the head. Something splashed in my face. I just said, fuck's sake, I didn't turn around. And you're just getting another can in the face. The lot of them just started laughing and one of them said, stick your shitey community centre up your arse. Why do I fucking bother? Seriously, why do I fucking bother?